Alright, welcome back to Brockton Celestial Forge by Lord Roustabout. This is the interlude for Brian from the Undersiders. And when we had left off, the Undersider team had just been talking about the appearance of our main character in his battle with Oni Lee. Lisa, conference, now. She gave a quick nod and they headed for the rooms. After a second's hesitation, she went for her own room rather than his. Another bad sign. Lisa's room was sparse and felt more like an office than a living space. There was a filing cabinet in one corner and a laptop on her desk. Papers were strewn across the room, some organized, some unorganized, some in neat piles. The bed looked as untouched as it had when he helped her move in here. Lisa took a seat on the edge of the mattress and peeled off her domino mask. Brian considered, then perched on the edge of the desk while facing her. He took a breath. I need to know what got you so freaked out back there. Lisa seemed to consider her phrasing, then shook her head and remained quiet. Okay. What did you mean when you said he was reading us? He didn't want to bring this up in front of the others, but the possibility had him in a cold sweat. Are we compromised? No. Her voice was nowhere near as confident as Brian had become accustomed to. I don't think so. He took a breath and gestured for her to elaborate. It wasn't like what I do. It was like someone was feeding him impressions of us. They were all accurate. Like someone who knew each of us really well was telling him how to respond. Brian's chest tightened. How bad is this? I don't know. I've never seen anything else like this. Ever. And whatever it was unrelated to his other powers. Do we have to worry about him coming after us? How much does he know? He barely knows anything. That's not what set me off. All he has is this emotional impression of us. Whoever gave it to him is another story. What do you mean? I mean, whoever is feeding him this impression knows all about us. Us specifically. The stuff he was getting was nuanced and specific to each of our backgrounds. His source, they know everything. Brian let out a slow breath. You have any idea who they are? She shook her head frantically. Who, what, I have no idea if they even really exist. I'm flying by him here. You could see how much it pained her to admit that. It could be some weird finger power, or it could be someone connected with him, or it could be something even stranger. I can't get information on them, and that frankly terrifies me. Is he being sent against us? Is that it? This could be bad. They might be able to outmaneuver him, but there was nothing they had that would be able to counter that kind of toughness. O'Neilly had dropped enough explosives to level a building. Without Lisa's wanting to take cover, the shrapnel alone would have turned them into Swiss cheese. He was at ground zero and only ended up a little battered. No, she paused as if considering her words. Then a sour smile crossed her face. That thing, the person, power, whatever, that thing that's feeding him information, it likes us. What? Brian couldn't keep the shock off his face. Yeah, whoever, whatever this is, it likes us. The Undersiders, it likes us as people, as a team. Even Rachel and Alec. Brian Bleak. Alec? Yeah, even knowing everything about him. Well, he was at a loss for words. Comforting? What the hell was he supposed to make of this? Both reassuring and terrifying at the same time? Sounds about right. He let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. You report any of this to the boss yet? She shook her head. Standard mission complete text, but no details on the new cape. Though he probably already knows a good chunk of it. Here came the hard part. He's going to want us to make a play at recruitment? She nodded slowly. Almost certainly. After we blew it with Spitfire, he's been pushing heavily for it. Which meant he wanted bigger jobs. Brian didn't have Lisa's level of contact with the man, but he could tell the direction his team was being steered. What do you think? She considered. Bug Girl's more likely. We gave her some space from Rachel for the introduction, and I'm sure I can talk her around. She's new but powerful. We'd be lucky to land her. After facing down Lung, I doubt anyone would argue with that. We'll have to put it to a vote, but I can't see there being any issue. The caveat, except for Rachel, went on said. What about the other guy? After that performance, there's going to be a big push towards getting him on board, if just to keep him from being scooped up by the competition. Lisa's voice betrayed how she felt about this idea. What did you get for him? I mean, beyond all the inside stuff. Lisa considered. New cape. Newer trigger than the bug girl. She's had her power for months and has been building towards heading it. Getting equipment, costume, that kind of stuff. He's had his power for maybe a week. A lot of what he was using was newer than that. You said he was a tinker? Sort of. He made his gear, but it was really low-tech stuff. It just looked nice. The way he uses powers is probably closer to Dauntless than Arms Master. Showed him cape stuff. Items as a conduct for his power. What he had works for him, but not for anyone else. I'm gonna stop for right now, because my mouth is drying out from all this talking. Thank you for listening, if anyone's even been listening.